Def Rebel, specifically for WWE, has been responsible for a lot of like the music the music for a lot of these talents' entrances, and has gotten a lot of criticism. Not necessarily recently, but even as of last year, for that matter. There were also rumors of Jack Johnston, who was responsible for a lot of like the old school WWE theme music, such as I believe Stone Cold Steve Austin and well, I can't really say I know like a lot. Triple H, okay, yeah, oh yeah, that's right, The Rock, yeah. So a lot of like those theme songs were produced by Jack Johnston, and there was like a rumor apparently that he would return just based on the fact that somebody's theme music, I think it was the New Day theme song was produced by Jack Johnston. So there was like a lot of rumors floating around like Jack Johnston's back, but like
his name is Jim Johnston.
Jim Johnston, my bad.
Got you, brother. I got you, brother.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think Jack Johnston kept coming up to my mind just because I know you play the uke and you're from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And not a lot of viewers know this, but Nick has such an angelic voice when he plays, so maybe he can sample a little bit of that sometime.
Well, one day.
Hey, there was that one song you used to play when we were in wrestling, and you were just kind of like messing with me, but I can't say I know that I remember how it went, but I was like, damn, this dude is just like punking me like day in day out.
Yeah, what,
dude? No, not like that. But once I remember, I'm gonna say it one day on this podcast. Yeah, I gotta remember the tune of it. But
for sure.
Going back to Def Rebel here. Gosh, is the heat validated here? Like, is it really like that bad? Like, we need a change of music here.
Yeah, no, you know what? Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. I got a lot to say on this, so go ahead, Jay.
Who made Trick Williams' song? Because if that's that guy, what is it, Def Rebel? What's the name of the people?
Yeah. Well, ask Nick, because I was just butchering Jim Johnston's name this whole time.
Whatever this deaf guy is responsible.
This deaf guy making music?
Let's just say deaf. So deaf guy. All right?
The JD's in the mix.
Whatever you want to call it.
Jermaine Dupri.
This guy is responsible for the Tribal Chiefs theme music.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And he don't got to do nothing else. As long as he has the Tribal Chiefs thing, he good. This Jack Johnston, what's his name? The new guy, he come in and he's bringing out bangers like Trick Williams and Jey Uso stuff. Well,
I want to call him new though, because he's an OG. If anything, he was there before he left.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it's a familiar name.
As long as the theme songs for the entrance themes for these wrestlers, it's iconic if you make it stick, right?
Right.
Like a graduation song is Ric Flair's, right? Or is it Macho Man's?
Macho Man
has a graduation song.
Macho Man.
Yeah,
Macho Man.
Macho Man has a graduation song, and it's like it sticks to you, right? Booker T, probably one of the best, and one of the best, like Harlem Heat's entrance music, one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as these guys can continue to produce hits like that, like one thing they keep butchering, this one theme song was so good, it led him to a Royal Rumble victory. That's how strong this guy is. Nakamura's theme song, he was all theme song because WWE promote this guy. Once they kept changing the theme song and they kept changing. Now this guy has a U.S. title. They're still not booking him right. So hopefully, if you come up with a good theme song or entrance song, whatever you want to call it, it can lead you to stardom. We've seen it, Nakamura, and then all of a sudden Trick Williams, he's a superstar, and a lot has to do with whoop that trick.
Mm-hmm.
Jey Uso, Jey Uso, his brother Jimmy, cool enough to say, "Hey, you take the theme song, you take the entrance music." And that's how we got Yeeting, right? Because that song, if you think about it, was Jimmy and Jay doing it together,
True.
right? What was that one? I think it was they did a they did a show in London or it was in Europe,
The O2 right
and the
now.
whole crowd. All right, and the whole crowd is singing them, light them up, and all that stuff. Is singing
Right.
the whole theme song, and that's Jimmy and Jay coming in, right? From all the popularity of that entrance song, it's gotten. And I'm not saying Jay is all entrance song, just saying it does help
Yeah, but
because he's so over.
yeah, I think there
Look
are
at
the
how over he is
outliers.
at Gunther. All right, Gunther interrupts the Yeeting, and he got so much heat for interrupting. So yes, theme song's important. Whoever's making them, just make bangers. Go to a
I
concert, you want
think
the hits. Play the hits.
true. But I think Nick has other feelings about this.
Yeah, so when I had heard about this whole talking about like Def Rebel has been getting kind of a bad rap about like how his entrance musics are for the wrestlers are not that good. This is something I've been feeling for. I want to say I've been feeling this way about the entrance musics for maybe the last year and a half, almost 2 years. I'm not gonna say that he hasn't made some bangers because obviously OTC, right? I mean, the Tribal Chief.
Yeah.
It's so that song is so iconic for Roman Reigns. The Usos, of course, that's a banger. When Gunther comes out, when it plays the Baby Shark before his music actually starts, right? I mean, it's you notice it, right?
Baby Shark.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
If you know, you know.
Baby Shark. Yeah, if you know, you know. And then, like you said, Trick Williams. It's such a simple beat, but because I think the reason Trick Williams is one is kind of over as far as his entrance music is because he was able to get the crowd to do the chant, right?
Pump
Other than that,
Trick.
Trick Williams' entrance music is pretty simple. And and like Jojo said, right, I'm very musically inclined. I'm a musician for fun, and I was one of those kids in high school, dude. I had all the CDs. I had all the WWE entrance themes. I'd be walking to and from school, listening to them.
Volume
listening to
2.
all-
Volume
Right, hell
2.
yeah, bro. I had them. I had
classic.
them all. My parents bought them all for me, and it's one of those things that I would listen to all the music, and I'd listen to not just the music is like not just listening to the music, but I'd listen to the instruments, and I'd be breaking it down in my head. And what made Jim Johnston his music so iconic is that regardless of who was coming out, regardless if you were top of the ladder, whether you were at the top of the hill or you were mid Carter or even bottom, you know what I mean? You knew who was coming out within 5 seconds of somebody's music playing. You knew somebody was coming out. Like if I told you guys, car crash, who's coming out?
Mick Foley.
Exactly. Glass shatter.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Exactly. If you hear, are you ready? Who's coming out?
DX.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes, right.
Yeah, I want that round.
Right. So, I mean, it's just so not only could you recognize who was coming out within the first 5 seconds of the song, regardless of if there was some kind of talking, somebody saying something, or if there's the beat hit. Like when Roman Reigns' music now hits, you always have that do do do, and then after that beat, you know who's coming out. You don't even have to hear the music. You just know from that beat, Roman Reigns is coming, right? And then makes an impact. And that was a lot of things through the Attitude Era, and even part of the ruthless aggression era is when you hear the music, the theme song plays a part in giving you that feeling. Okay, this person is coming. They're gonna make a difference, or you know what I mean, or something's gonna happen. And I think it was last year's Royal Rumble. I remember sitting there watching, and every time the clock went off, I would hear music come on, and I wouldn't know who was coming out. Like it's just the music has become so like non-important outside of like the big names, the Usos, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, who else? Gunther. Just all the really big names who have really good music. The ones that have already got hits. And what I will say too is that the WWE shouldn't be afraid of using outside talents to do their music, because look, a lot of the really good entrance themes had outside talents come in. Nexus, there's one was I don't remember the band, but Nexus had a pretty good one. That the one with Stone Cold, Disturbed. We had
Even Kid
Kane's
Rock
one.
do.
Oh yeah, Kid Rock,
Even Kid Rock do.
American
Undertaker.
Yeah,
Badass.
Kid Rock. Yeah, American Badass, and they also
They
had,
also used Limp Bizkit at one point too.
Limp Bizkit. Yeah, Limp Bizkit. Right. So like they shouldn't be afraid to use outside sources as
Yeah, well,
entrance music.
I think
even though
CM
they
Punk
would have
also,
to pay.
right? CM Punk called
Right.
personality.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Nick. So when you hear this, can you dig it? Who's coming out?
Sucker. Yeah, book your team, bro. The guy that's coming for you.
Coming for you. Five times.
man.
5 times.
So I think the consensus here, though, like the current composer, I would say, Def Rebel. I'm not exactly sure how much longer he's going to be with WWE, but I think WWE is also seemingly going down that route of using outside artists, for that matter. We know, like with the SmackDown and Raw, my understanding, I think Megan Thee Stallion is the one that created the SmackDown theme, and then I think Travis Scott is the theme for Raw. So I think now they're kind of like engaging a lot of like the mainstream musicians out there to kind of like use some of their songs for like programming. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of that kind of like integrated into their theme songs for entrances. Because I don't know what the Jim. Sorry, am I saying the right name? Jim Johnston. I don't know what the situation is with him. Like I think that was like a rumor that was just sparked, and it got killed right away. There was no like long term agreement for that matter.
So I mean, Jim Johnston is I think he's in his 60s right now, and I remember reading something about them talking about he might come back. I think they said they weren't going to extend the contract with Def Rebel when the contract expires with him.
Yeah.
But they were saying that one of the reasons that Jim Johnston either left or they parted ways or whatever happened between them is because while Jim Johnston can write really good music, the time it takes him to pump out the music wasn't keeping up with the demand for what they needed. So even if he comes back and he's one of those guys where he looks like he likes to take full control of like writing the music and all that stuff because he likes to pump out his own music, I think he would have to have help from somebody, some kind of music engineer or somebody. He would definitely have to have help, and I don't know if that would work for him, I'll be honest.
Is he trying to Hulk Hogan this whole like creative aspect or something?
It doesn't work for him, brother.
Yeah, no, I think to your point though, like I think it shouldn't just necessarily be one person. I think why not have multiple people where they can actually utilize different music from, right?
Yep, 100%.
I do want to say, Drew McIntyre got a banger of an entrance.
Oh yeah,
Asuka, one of the GOATs, got a banger of an entrance song. I mean, there's still some hits out there, man. I mean, this Def Rebel guy.
Hey, Io Sky. Io Sky's got a banger.
Even the Shield, right? I mean, you hear that dun dun, like you hear their song.
I kind of got tired of that though. That's why I was like even more happy when Roman's OTC, a tribal chief, head of the table theme song came out, because I was like, man, that Shield song's overplayed at this point. He needs to move on from that.
That's why I think Moxley will come back, because there's a lot of money for a Shield reunion, man, and wrestling fans love nostalgia.